In Zoroastrian faith, Ahura Mazda is the sole creator of the world, and fire is the symbol of the unseeable God and the mediator between the creator and the created. The Fire Temple of Azarbaijan, the Fire Temple of Azarfarmang, and the Fire Temple of Azargoshnasp.
Azargoshnasp temple, or Azargoshnasp, has an interesting mythological tradition as its background.
So Takht-e-Soleman was particularly important as altar of fire in Zoroastrianism.
Azargoshnasp is believed that this fire was it came from the spirit world directly to the physical world.
In terms of the holy fire, we worship not the fire itself, but we worship the energy that the fire provides, an energy that we need in human life.
It's been reported that Sassanid kings at times of trouble in the nation would make pilgrimage to Azargoshnasp and would lavish on the temple much gold and silver, land and slaves.
And it so became a tradition for later Sassanian kings to go there, not only after they were crowned, as the tradition tells us, to walk towards the fire temple and perform the rites and rituals that a king must do, but also ask for victory against their enemies.
So, what kind of place was the fire of Azargoshnasp, and what was its fate?
Humata, Hukta, Huvarashta. And that translates as good thoughts, good words, and good deeds.
In 1819, Sir Robert Kerr Porter, famed British painter, world traveler, and diplomat, points to an enigmatically mysterious area in northwest Iran. This is Iranian Azerbaijan, southeast of Lake Urumie. Millions of years of spontaneous bubblings of underground hot water springs have created a wonder of natural phenomena here known as Solomon Prison Hill. Archaeological research in Solomon Prison Hill has proved that the Menians, a civilization of ancient people 8 centuries before Christ, lived in this area. In 1838, Sir Henry Rawlinson spent a few days observing and researching at this location. He points to an archaeological site about 1.5 miles from Solomon Prison, in the center of which a fire temple has been preserved. In historical chronicles, this lake has been variously described as holy, mysterious, or strange. Seemingly, lack of understanding about the depth or the source of water has contributed to an aura of mystery surrounding the lake. Between the years 1951 to 1976, Rudolf Naumann was able to unearth a large portion of this archaeological site. At the same time, the only written document in connection with the Azargoshnasp temple was discovered. It is believed the Azargoshnasp fire temple is the real name and the first construction of the Takht-e Soleyman complex.
Azargoshnasp is a fire of kings and warriors.
The Chartagi of the fire temple, the central place to keep the eternal flame, the hall of ceremonies, royal dining area, the gardens, corridors, the terraces, and possibly the temple of Anahita are some of the largest Sassanid structures unearthed so far, displaying the magnificence of ancient Persian architecture. The fire temple of Azargoshnasp, the biggest center of worship in ancient Iran in the entire period of Zoroastrian belief, symbolizes the unity, power, and glory of the Sassanian rule. Anahita, the famed Persian goddess, is a symbol of all flowing waters, abundance and prosperity, fertility, marriage, love, motherhood, and triumph.
The goddess Anaita mainly is representative of water. So goddess Anaita is kind of the protector of water.
Entering the temple, the visiting pilgrim is faced with a large column blocking their view. Pilgrims are not allowed to view the water directly.
There is this general idea that Anaita was transformed in the goddess Nana in the Sogdian territories, and Nana is always represented on a lion.
Under a thick layer of lime sediments, residential spaces were discovered. Evidence shows that these living quarters go back to the 5th or 6th century BC in the Achaemenid period. What remains of this historical building is only the infrastructure and an imagined view of the splendor and grandeur of the coronation terrace. In 1963, Rudolf Naumann, in the floor space of this room, under a thick layer of lime sediment, discovered an incomparable collection of some 250 Sassanid clay seals.
So there's a large find of Sassanian seals and bullae, which is the impression of the seals, at Thakht-e Soleyman. This tells us this is also an important administrative center, probably.
1,200 seal imprints from 800 different seals. However, in the year 624 AD, this enormous religious social complex was captured, looted by the Byzantine Emperor Heraclius in an Iran-Rome war.
He destroys Azarbaijan and sets it on fire, and of course takes its wealth.
But in the end, what was the fate of the eternal fire of Azarbaijan?